Hello folks, in today's video I'm finally tackling this area of the yard that's been needing some attention for a while now. I've had these old containers sitting here from seedlings earlier in the season, and before I can really clean this space up, they need to go. The goal for today is to create a cleaner planting bed with fresh edging, new plants, and a layer of cedar mulch to finish everything off. It's one of those projects that starts out looking messy and unfinished, but little by little, it all starts coming together. So let's get started. I've been using these containers for seedlings over the last little while, and they definitely serve their purpose. But now it's time to clear the space out. It's always surprising how quickly temporary garden setups can start taking over an area if you leave them sitting too long. Getting everything moved out of the way makes it a lot easier to actually visualize what the finished planting bed is going to look like. Before doing any edging, I wanted to map out the shape of the planting bed first. Using rope is a really simple way to experiment with curves and spacing before committing to anything permanent. I like taking a few extra minutes during this step because the shape of the edge can completely change how natural the garden bed feels once everything is finished. After moving the rope around a bit, I finally found a line that looked balanced with the rest of the yard. Now that the rope is in place, I'm using it as a guide to edge the bed. This step instantly starts making the project feel more defined. Even before planting anything, a clean edge creates separation between the lawn and the garden space. I'm just taking my time following the curve and trying to keep everything as smooth and consistent as possible. It's a bit of work, especially through thicker sections of grass, but it makes a huge difference in the final look. Once the edge was cut in, I started removing the clumps of grass and dirt from inside the planting area. This part is definitely one of the more physical steps of the project, but clearing everything out properly now makes the rest of the process much easier later on. Some sections come up pretty easily, while others really hold together with thick roots underneath. Slowly but surely, though, the bed starts opening up and looking cleaner. After the large clumps were removed, there were still plenty of loose weeds and debris left behind. So now I'm going through with the rake to level things out and pull up whatever weeds I can before putting anything down. It's one of those small cleanup steps that doesn't seem exciting while you're doing it, but it really helps prepare the area properly. The cleaner the surface is now, the better everything will look once the mulch goes down. With the inside of the bed mostly cleared out, I wanted to go back and clear up the edges a little more. This is where the shape really starts standing out. A sharp edge gives the whole planting bed a much more finished appearance, even before adding plants or mulch. I'm just trimming away loose pieces and smoothing out the curve so it flows nicely from one side to the other. Now it's time to put down the weed fabric. This should slow down weeds from growing back into the bed and make the area easier to maintain over time. I'm laying everything out carefully and trying to keep it tight and flat against the soil so it doesn't shift around later. It's one of those steps you don't really notice once the project is done, but it plays a big role in keeping everything looking clean long term. With the bed finally prepared, it's time for the fun part, getting some plants into the ground. This is always the stage where the project really starts coming to life. Up until now, it's mostly been cleanup and preparation, but adding plants finally brings some color and structure into the space. I'm spacing everything out carefully and trying to picture how it'll all fill in over time as the plants grow. To finish everything off, I'm adding a layer of red cedar mulch across the planting bed. The mulch really ties the whole project together visually and instantly gives the area a cleaner, more finished look. I also like using cedar mulch because it helps hold moisture in the soil while giving the garden a nice natural color contrast against the plants and grass. It's always satisfying seeing the final layer go down after all the prep work underneath. And there you have it, another project finish. This area already looks much cleaner, more organized, and way easier to maintain than before. It's amazing how much difference a defined edge, fresh mulch, and a few plants can make in transforming a space. There's still plenty work to do around the yard this season, but little by little, everything is starting to come together. If you enjoy these kind of backyard cleanups and outdoor projects, consider subscribing to follow along with the next one. Thanks for watching.